Hey, good people, my name is Benga Yinka. First, they call me the GCON, the grand comedian of Nigeria, and you know, it's Gisting with the GCON. It's a program where we gist with those that deserve to be gisting with us because they have something to say that will benefit generations yet unborn. My guest today is a Nigerian filmmaker, actor, lawyer, producer. I'm sure his father would like me to say lawyer first. He was special advisor to the governor of Kwara State on arts, culture, and tourism. He started acting way back in 1985, and he has starred in over 500 movies. He's won several awards. He's an ambassador of many brands. He's a shining light of his industry. His movie, Jagunjagun, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, is the biggest movie to have come out of Africa. Please welcome the one and only Femi Adebayo. Salami. My brother.
Thank you so much for having me, Egon.
Spartacus
Ninjari.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Now, you know, I said, I'm sure Daddy, my dad, would prefer me to say lawyer first.
Yes.
Why study law and not practice law?
Well, it's more of destiny at work. Because all my life I'd wanted to be a lawyer. You know. And the funniest thing, if I tell you the reason why I wanted to be a lawyer then, it's very funny.
Tell me.
And it's just the way they dress and the way they address them in the society. The law. You know, I love the dressing, and that's the reason why I wanted to become a lawyer. You know, and coincidentally, my father had wanted to be a lawyer. You know, but for financial reasons, his parents couldn't send him to school to study law. So when I told him I want to be a lawyer, it was like, no, I'm going to give you all the support, you know, and he gave me. All of a sudden, I started picking interest in acting. Could have studied law, but he's never against any profession of our choice, and he's very supportive. But I'm sure he loves that law thing. When I was called to the Nigerian bar in 2003, so I told him I wanted to do my master's in law. He was really excited. You know, so after my master's, he was saying, I'll try a doctorate degree. You know.
Popsy.
Yeah.
But I know that ability is different from ability. But what was it that pricked your interest in acting? And why didn't you think of acting in the first place? Well,
acting for me at the initial stage was more of a hobby than profession. It was a hobby, you know. So, and basically because, you know, sometimes most children want to do what their parents do, and the way I used to see my dad on screen, you know, when he takes us to school, Oga Bello, and when he leaves, they start to call us, Oga Bello. I was enjoying the film. And I said, okay, well, how did Daddy actually get this fame? Okay, from acting. Let me start acting too because I want to get the fame. You know, so I picked up the interest from seeing him do that. You know, so that was the genesis of my interest in acting profession. So, but being the fact that I had wanted to be a lawyer, so I just felt, okay, I'll be doing acting as a hobby, law as a profession.
Oh, not doing that for possible.
No, not for possible. The legal professional ethics will not even permit you to, represent people at the court of law and do any other profession.
But let me ask you this question. I noticed that acting is a 24/7 job. And I will explain that. Most times you call actors one location. Okay, when you leave that location, where will you be? I'm a one location. When you leave that, so how do you balance family life?
I would say, or permit me to say that profession, acting especially, is a very jealous profession. It takes you all to the profession, to the job. So balancing family, friends has been a very huge task for someone like me, because I'm very big on family. I love family, and so it's been very, very taxing for me to balance it up. And at the same time, when you are the limelight, and also you want to continue to be relevant, so you want to balance locations and home. So that is the only way I unwind. I don't do mostly house outings.
So
It's basically
the unwinding is family.
It's family. Being at home with them, playing games together, going for holidays. So that's the only way to balance it for me. And
Okay, did you ever have the pressure of being measured against Oga Bello? Like, Baba, you act be that year, or Baba, you to that year, or have you ever had that problem of people saying
no,
he's the son of a legend? Because I know that being the son of a legend is very problematic.
Yes, it is.
They expect the whole world from you. And looking at where the Oga Bello are coming from, there was nothing on ground, there was no structure, there was nothing they built. Does that not put pressure on you?
Well, I got more of prayers then, and I'm still getting more of prayers. In Yoruba language, you believe that okay, you should be able to be more successful than your parents. That is something good. So I get more of that rather than and daddy say that prayer too.
More than any other
Yeah, he prays that to me like you will be more successful than I am, and I think his prayer is answered.
I like your relationship with daddy. Every time you describe me, you call him my friend, my Aproko partner, my gist partner, and I've been to a couple of meet-ins at home in the lorry during the layer, and I see the way you guys
relate
with daddy. That
Bello.
How did that help you?
It really helps a lot. That is wonderful. If I wish to come to this world like a million times, I want to come through him, because it's very, very, accommodating, open, free. It gives us that very, very free hand to open up whatever, no matter how bad, we do things. He has given the opportunity to talk to me about it, and it's been helping, especially in me managing the film that I have. So he's a very free man, very, very free man. So when we're on locations, we talk like colleagues. We don't even sing the fatherly thing. And when we are home, he's a father that anybody, out of all his children can just relate to as a friend. So because of that, we've been having a very smooth family. He's a polygamist. And when you get into a house, you hardly can you even you attest to that.
I attest to that.
Exactly.
I concur.
Yeah.
My lord, I concur.
And I think it is the way he's been handling things, so with his children. You hardly can you differentiate whose mother had this, whose mother had that. So I think he's just lucky. I'm never gonna try polygamy because he is lucky.
You will never try.
I'm not gonna try. In fact, I remember him saying, any of my sons that attempts a second wife, I will disown him. He said it.
Having two wives together.
Having two wives together, no. If one is off, that means you have ended one.
No,
probably it didn't work.
You can't become.
You now take another one.
Celibate.
But he would not encourage.
But when your first marriage ended, how did you feel?
Obviously, I felt really bad. In fact, I took a decision that I wasn't going to try another one, because I had always wanted to be that, up straight guy, but, sometimes destiny will just pick you out. And if I remember vividly, it's not, for me, it's no secret. I tell people that, okay, why did my first marriage didn't work? It was basically because of my profession.
They didn't have time.
I'd promised her while we were dating in school that I'm going to be a lawyer, and she said to me, I cannot marry an actor. So I said, I'm not going to be an actor, I'm going to be a lawyer. And when I got off school, I was getting more money from acting than law. Wow, let's take twice. I said, no, remember your promise. I said, Mo promise me, I told him you no, I didn't know what God had in stock for me. So probably things really didn't work out on that basis. Okay, we peacefully went apart, and I was like, I have 3 beautiful children ready. I have a daughter, a set of twin boys. Okay, let me just.
No need to do.
Why do I want another one? And daddy was on me, mommy was on me. No,
God caught
you will not be responsible in the society. You won't be a responsible man. And all along, my wife has been my friend. So it was easy to cross. Okay, so I remember.
And she accepts what you do.
She loves what I do. We became friends because I'm an actor. So in fact, she's my number one critic. She will tell you this is not done properly. This is not done properly. So when I felt okay, that was the reason the first marriage, broke. Okay, so if I'm going to go into second one, she's the best.
Of course,
somebody who is going to support my career in totality. So we developed script together. She comes on location and
she brings in
she brings special food, and that was it.
But if there's one thing you've done so many years, but if there's one thing you've ever regretted in life, what do you think it will be?
Let me think properly, because I've never sat down to think about my regret in life. I actually don't think I have any, because God has been too good to me. God has been good, not that I can remember.
And you will never have.
Amen.
There's a particular photographer, every time I see him, maybe he thinks he's making me happy and he wants to collect money from me. He goes, rave of the moment. I hate the phrase rave of the moment, which means that you will not last forever.
Exactly.
I see it as a curse, not a praise. But something happened in your life. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where the inspiration came from. I'd always known you've been friends since forever. Then I went to see Ageshikoli. And I just could not place it. It was like seeing two different people. It was like seeing an evolution. How did you feel about the response?
So that response gave me so much joy, gave me so much motivation that yes, Femi, your dream has come true. So you have to do more. You understand? Funny enough, I had a bigger dream before I produced Ageshikoli. I used Ageshikoli as a test run.
Whoa.
That okay, if I actually lose that 75-80 million naira, well, by the time my office started, lot to see how I'll balance. Okay. But at least the passion of wanting to showcase that thing, I would have achieved it.
And you would have fulfilled
my innermost, want and wish. So Ageshikoli, after I finished post production, I took it around for over a year.
What?
Looking for a platform to showcase it. I didn't want to go on YouTube.
Ha!
Yes. No. That's the truth. I was thinking about, so not until I met, Nee, and Nee said, this is gold you are holding. I said, I hope and wish it is gold. So we started putting marketing together, and started becoming something interesting to people, So I guess we only made 322 million at the box office. I'm like, are you joking? So Amazon Prime jumped on it.
Wow.
With quite a number of reasonable dollars.
Wow. But what's the biggest killer of dreams and passion in Nollywood? What's the biggest killer? What kills it the most?
It's resources. It's resources. Let me give you an example. Now, my next project, my dream is so big, and I had a meeting yesterday with my production team. And when they started breaking down on how they're going to actualize it, I went to look at my pocket again, and I came back. Let's try this. So the resources has killed that particular dream. Resources can be money, can be environmental, can be an environmental thing. We have a very, very unstable, policy in Nigeria.
Are you sure Agashikole was not pirated?
Obviously, it was pirated. It was pirated.
So, okay, I know for a fact that piracy will not leave us.
Yes.
So I remember that there was a time they were doing hologram, they were doing this, they were doing that. What, in your estimation, can at least not allow piracy kill us? Not that we will kill piracy, but so that it won't kill us. What can we do?
Okay, so for me, I propose 2 ways. The first one is governmental support, governmental backing. If the government wants to make a particular law work, they can create specially, a law enforcement agent basically and unilaterally for piracy.
For piracy. I discussed this with Ali Baba.
Yeah, if they so much believe in entertainment industry, which is the largest, employing industry in Nigeria as far as I'm concerned, if not the world. Do you understand? So it is not too much to ask for if we have a law enforcement agent just for piracy. So
but Nigerian factor, this piracy police will not start collecting money from pirates.
My brother, let us start first.
Okay.
At least Nigerian police are working. So we have the good ones, we have the bad ones. So let's start. If we have such government backing, it's going to reduce, even if it's not going to be totally eradicated.
At least it won't kill us.
At least it won't kill us. That's first one. Then the second one, okay, have a huge market now to purchase our content are the streamers. The Netflix, the Amazon for now, okay. Pretty soon Paramount, Disney, they are coming to Nigeria. So they should develop an IT that you would be unable to download from their platform. If you can't download, then you have nothing to pirate.
Don't you think that our people too should respect the sweat of others?
Exactly.
Because it got to a point where I stopped buying CDs on the road. I stopped buying pirated CDs because I knew that. But until I realized that even our musicians were taking their songs to Alaba, telling them, okay, pirate so that I can be popular. So, have you ever thought of, let me go to my law. I'm not doing this again. Let me go to my law.
No.
It has never happened. Never crossed your mind.
No. I've always been like, union, but never thought of going back to law.
What was your first role as an actor? And did you get it as Oga Bello's son? Or you got it as Femi Adebayo?
Yes, my first role as an actor got it because I'm Adebayo Salami's son. But my first lead character, I got it based on credit.
What was your first job?
The first job I ever, acted was Ogun Ajayi in 1985 by my father, So
what did you do in the movie?
I played the son of a friend to the son of Chief Larry Paimo.
If you watch the movie now, would you be proud of yourself?
Oh yes, I will at least. It's not with that.
Or you'll be happy with where you are coming from, where you are now.
Exactly. And my first lead character was Stadio Giron Oblo.
Oh yes, I remember Oblo. I'm still looking. Is that movie on?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I'll go watch it. Okay, the way you spoke it is obvious that Oga Bello, the legendary Adebayo Salami, touched your life the most between your mother and your father.
Yeah.
What is that one thing he told you that you can never forget, that is what, if you think well, is keeping you going? That one thing.
Fortunately, the one thing came from his father and not him.
Oh.
Okay, so before my grandfather died, so he invited myself and my elder brother to Ilorin. That was shortly before he died. So before he died, they dug his graveyard.
Oh.
So they placed planks and mats on the graveyard.
Waiting for the time.
So that's where he sits and pray. It's a permanent place. That's where he sits and pray. And he said, when he dies, bury me here.
Wow.
So he was seated there. Now I invited myself and my elder brother. I said, I want to give you guys, Muslims call it nakali. There's some, ways to pray, So he said we should take a biro and paper. So normally as a Muslim, you're ready to write, Alhamdulillah, 1,000. As the guy people like 2,000. So we picked up. And I said, Eko pe oda kenyan mo se dada. That it is good to be good. We looked at ourselves and
wrote it down.
Ekeji said that's the only thing I wants to give us.
Wow.
I'm like, Alaji nakali lele funwa tama isadwa na adwa no. But there's nothing that surpasses that. You don't need to be wealthy, you don't need to be rich before you do good. Seeing an elderly person wants to cross the road, you go out of your way to, help him or her to cross the road, is being good.
As an actor, as an entertainer, as a celebrity, you see a lot of things written about you that you just say, Have you, what is the worst thing you have seen written about you that you now start asking yourself that, wow, or do I have a clone?
Exactly. So I've read about the fact that they said I was dead.
Dead?
Yeah. R.I.P. Femi Adebayo. And I didn't even see it at first. So many people were trying my lines, they were calling me, and someone was like, Femi, so what sorrow? I said, okay, dabo. So later I saw it. I was shocked, and of course I called my dad.
The day you died.
I called my dad, and my dad was like, Shadra, and say, you go up on here. That was one. Then the second one, I don't know. Okay, that was just shortly, like 7 months after my wedding. The news went that my wife left my house, so blah 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 blah. I said,
Which wife?
The wife inside my house now. 7 months after wedding, so my manager just said, don't even say anything, just do a live video. She was even in the kitchen cooking. I was babbling outside, and we got the news. And that was when my wife gave up. What we read about the celebrities sometimes. So, but daddy had told me that as a celebrity, be prepared to hear what you don't have even experienced before.
Let me tell you about the day I died.
You were dead too.
You to have died before. I think we went out the night before.
Okay.
So I was too tired when I got home to charge my phone. So I now slept off. I think I woke up around 12. So I plugged my phone. I went to the bathroom. I plugged my phone. When it charged a little,
it comes up.
No, I put it on.
Okay.
So I went to the bathroom. I said, Kilo day. Then my friend called me. Hello, Benga. I said,
hello,
who is this? I said, Mowanli. Kilo share. I said, how? I just woke up late. Weary. Then people start. Even my wife that left home besides me called me and said, hello.
Baby, so okay.
So and I just saw the bed. Moju. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Now Ageshikole left, and the reward for success is hard work. Were you scared when you were shooting Jagunjagun?
Yes, I was. Obviously, I was. But I told you that I had something bigger before producing Ageshikole, and that was Jagunjagun.
Oh.
I conceived the idea of Jagunjagun before Ageshikole, but I know Jagunjagun is bigger.
That's 75 million, 70 million.
So I kept it. So after,
So let me, before we go there, so you are advising young people with very good scripts
yes,
never ever to do a shoddy job.
don't. You rather keep it till you're ready.
Because you see some movies and you automatically say that, if this guy had money,
You would have done it better.
So you now kept.
And I kept Jagunjagun, so went on Agashikole's location. Okay, so when we were now shooting, despite the fact that I have Jagunjagun as bigger than Agashikole, I was still scared when we were on the set of Jagunjagun because the rate at which Agashikole was accepted, I didn't envisage it. So I was like, are we going to beat this record? But from the script I had, I knew I was going to beat it. But interpretation, people's acceptability is a different. I cannot control that. Exactly.
Nigerians can be fickle.
It's possible. So I was scared. But I gave it all. Attention to details on Jagunjagun was really it for me.
I read somewhere that you had to sell.
Yeah, I'm a risk taker, like I said initially. So when we got on the set of Jagunjagun, the budget skyrocketed, and I didn't want to go to the bank to, borrow money. I knew I was going to be able to sell it, but I don't know for how much. But I didn't want to put myself under unnecessary pressure. So I had properties lying, of course. Then I had about 3 cars to myself, so I sold one and another land. Wow. So okay. I feel if it doesn't come back. So
but when you went to Netflix, or when Netflix came to you, how did that happen?
It was a journey entirely. All right. So with the help of Kunle Afolayan, I got to Netflix. So I just realized that time. The moment the movie was like 85% done, we were still at post. But because I didn't want what happened to me at Agashikole to happen, carrying the movie around for over a year. So I pitched it to them. I just realized that even the unfinished project, they were in love with it.
Wow.
Wow. But I'm both a yellow, and they said, okay, let's discuss. I said, I'm not done. Okay, let's discuss this. Then when you are done, you can say,
this one that you have done, let's discuss. Before you now run to those your nonsense people.
So I was super excited, and I got home, told my wife, and my wife started dancing that so I was excited, and within a week we closed up the deal. In fact, we closed up the deal over the phone. Then documentation. Documentations were now later. That is saying that if your substance is good, people would go for it.
So rich always aspire for the best.
Exactly.
Always do the best.
Exactly.
Now, I've after Agashikole, some other movies started coming to the cinema. What would be your advice to your colleagues?
Okay, my advice to my colleagues, the content makers, is first and foremost, be ready to take the risk. Be ready to be a risk taker. So, and if you're ready to be a risk taker, then automatically you pay attention to details. So I've read so many reviews on Jagunjagun that people are taking me to where I actually did not see the movie as a producer or the writer.
Yeah.
So that means people are watching more than we are seeing. So my advice is be a risk taker and pay attention to details. It will pay at the end of the day.
Let me drop this big book and go to this small book. But before we go to the small book, let's take a break.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sílé ológun. Ilé ológun, akíkanjú tó bá lóògùn ní pètè ogun.
right, welcome back. Femi Adebayo really surprised me. His poison is water. To your continuous good health.
Amen.
So, let me drop this big book and take the small book.
Okay.
This is called the GCON charade. I'll ask you, I have 5 questions to ask you.
Okay.
You tell me who, where, what I'm talking about in 1 word or 2 words, or just give me an answer. And all this has to be done before the sand fills the other part of the hourglass. Are you ready?
Let's try.
Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready? And action! The first woman to drive a car in Nigeria. This place is believed to be the home of politics in the southwest.
Okay. Lagos State.
Okay. Home of politics in the southwest, where Awolowo was premier, where Akintola was premier, where Penkelemes is from, the largest city in West Africa.
Ibadan.
Okay. Lutojino, Tosuma, Lujon. We had Awolowo in the west, they had the Saudana in the north. Who did they have in the east? They have
Nnamdi Ezekwe.
His father was governor of Lagos State. His daughter is a DJ.
Tedola, igini ma loton.
5-5. Tedola, igini ma loton. 5-5. So, because you have done so well, open your eye. Enio.
Ejio.
Eta. Enio. 5-5.
Okay, so.
But because you have done very well, we add 1 for you.
Thank you. So I have 4 children, 4 for my children, 1 for me and my wife, making 6.
Welcome back. I'm still here with the son of a legend, who is becoming a legend himself, the one and only Femi Adebayo Salami. So what's next?
Well,
I hope you still have 1 big project at the back that you've been keeping.
We have so many big projects on the way, but I pray I'll be able to beat Jagunjagun's record.
You will.
Yeah. So that's a prayer, and I'm working, very hard to beat it. By this time next year, we should be, talking about another project, and ready to air it by September, October next year. So we're eating the locations pretty soon. Something bigger.
Maybe a success.
Amen.
All right, I want to thank you so much. I know how busy your schedule will be now because of your new project.
It's okay.
How you're running around, making sure things happen, and making sure you can do something better.
Yes.
Thank you for taking time out.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for gisting with us.
Thank you for
having me. On behalf of gisting with the GCON, this is for you.
Thank you
and
so much.
And there's one fine boy at the back too.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you so much. Let me pack this first. So, all right. So, permit me to quickly mention this on this program. Okay, I must be very sincere that Bengali has been the most, pleasant human being that I've ever met. Bengali has been one of the most pleasant human beings that I've met in my lifetime. Very selfless, he's been up and doing, ready to assist any up and coming, entertainer. He's worked on my project more than 5-6 times without, even collecting any figure. And he has done that for quite a number of people that I've had. So, bros, I want to say, God bless you more. You continue to grow. Would, always be there when you call.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.